Almost 3 years after the launch of the 5th generation City, Honda has finally rolled out an update. And even though you might think this is the exact same car, there are some subtle changes once you get closer. And today we're going to find out exactly what all they are and how much of a difference have they made to the overall car. With this update, Honda has introduced two exterior packages, elegant for lower variants and sport for higher ones. However, the first thing that jumps at you is the obsidian blue paint that gives the City a fresh look. Then you have the revised bumpers, which in sport trim are slightly aggressive and get 4 carbon fiber panels. The grille is now honeycomb on the sport, and elegant will spot a slatted design. Over to the side, the City is 34 mm longer courtesy the revised bumpers, and it also gets a new design for the 16-inch alloy wheels. The wheelbase, however, remains the same. At the rear, it also gets a boot lip spoiler, earlier available only on the EHEV, and a diffuser with a carbon fiber look. On the inside, the subtlety continues where the dashboard layout design has not really changed. You get the same simple, uncluttered look. You get an 8-inch infotainment screen that has been updated. It is a bit slicker now, some changes to the background, and you also have wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto now. Honda has also updated the rear camera unit with one that is more vibrant and crisper. In the instrument cluster is a semi-digital unit, which means you get a lot of information in that screen. Of course, you have the analog dial for the speed. In terms of changes, there aren't really much. You get the same sunroof as well. Now you also have wireless charging. That is a new option on this updated City. However, it is in place of cup holders. That means it is removable. If you want to use cup holders and wireless charging, that's not really going to be an option on this City. You can obviously tuck this away in the dashboard and then use it as a standard cup holder. Apart from that, the seats are unchanged, nice and comfortable, really soft as well. The only gripe I have is that, of course, seat ventilation could have been added on this update, and powered seats should have been an option either. A car at this price point deserves powered seats, especially at the front. But overall, the build quality is not too different. It's all nice and solid. Everything is well put together, and things are not too different at the back either. The rear seat of the City was its plus point, and with this update, that remains as is. There is a good amount of space and seat comfort is class best. No new additions in terms of the feature list or the boot capacity, but there have been tweaks to the engine. Now, powering the updated City is the same 1.5-litre 4-cylinder naturally aspirated petrol engine. The power figures are the same as well, 121 horsepower and 145 Nm. Mated to it are the same gearbox options as well, a 6-speed manual and a 7-step CVT. But the change on this engine is that it is now RDE and E20 compliant, which means when the rules come into place starting April 1st, this engine will be ready. Now, to make this engine ready for RDE and E20, there have been certain alterations that have been made, but overall the performance has not really changed. It isn't quite responsive at low speeds, and while this naturally aspirated engine's mid-range performance is expectedly flattish, it is an engine that loves to be spun fast. You made that to the light clutch and the very easy slotting gearbox, and the overall experience is quite heightened. But on the whole, the positives have been carried over. The ride quality is very, very good. It is extremely comfortable. The steering is very good as well. It's light, it's convenient, but it is not lacking in feedback. Get a bit of feel and feedback, and that does make it enjoyable on a nice winding section. What Honda has also introduced on the City Petrol is their version of ADAS, dubbed Honda Sensing. But the new bit on this City is that you have Sensing. The Honda Sensing, which was exclusive to the EHEV, is now available on the standard car as well. And it is available even on the manual gearbox options. So you have your lane keep assist, you have adaptive cruise control, automatic braking. And you have 2 more features in addition, which are low speed follow and lead car departure. However, it comes with certain challenges. The driver needs to ensure the car is in the right gear, and when the system reduces the car's speed based on the vehicle in front, if certain conditions such as load, engine speeds, road angle, etc. are not met, the feature will automatically disengage. Also new with this update is a lead car departure notification system, which comes in handy at red light or in bumper-to-bumper traffic, where it emits an audio beep and throws up a prompt on the instrument cluster to intimate the driver. Now the Honda Sensing is not a radar-based sensor. In fact, there is a big camera here, wide angle, that basically scans the road ahead. It can detect oncoming traffic, the traffic in front of you of course, and it can also detect pedestrians, and it can do that at night as well. What it also has is beam assist for the night especially, which means on a dark road it will automatically switch on to high beams, but if it detects oncoming traffic or traffic in front of you, it will automatically switch to low beam. That said, since it isn't a radar-based system, there are some limitations. Being camera-based, it can only perform as good as the human eye, so if you are driving in poor visibility, the system will struggle too. Fog and hazy environments aren't suitable for sensing, but it's there more as a helping hand than to be completely relied upon. Now into the EHEV, and the first thing you notice is the added performance. Of course, power is not too different from the petrol version. It's 126 horsepower, so not a lot of more, but you have 253 Nm, and that's quite a lot. As a result, the response is pretty intense and pretty instant as well, because you press your foot and it just lunges ahead. That's the battery and the engine working in tandem. And of course, like the previous EHEV, this one has its positives. Very smooth, very refined, really nice and easy going overall. And of course, you can never really figure out what is powering the car at what times, because you have a full EV mode. That of course is recognizable since you have no engine noise. Then you have the hybrid mode in which the engine and the motor work in tandem, and then you have the full ICE mode as well, which means power comes directly from the engine. 109 horsepower traction motor that draws its energy from a lithium-ion battery to power the wheels, and a 95 horsepower motor generator that also charges the battery using the petrol engine. Also, since there isn't a diesel city anymore, the EHEV plays the fuel efficiency duties, hovering around 20 kpl in the city and on the highway as well. But the big one on the EHEV is the new variant. You have a new V-Spec, which is a lower trim, and that has been done to open it to a wider set of audiences. You know, it's obviously going to be a bit less expensive. However, even the V-trim starts at 18.89 lakh rupees, which is only 60,000 rupees less expensive than the Maruti Suzuki Grand Vitara and the Toyota Urban Cruiser Hyryder. And those two are bigger cars, more practical, and they are SUVs. You know, SUVs is the flavor of, forget the month here, it's the flavor of India. You know, that's what we want, that's what we like. Sedans sadly are going out of style, but if you like the Honda City, if you like sedans, if you like this nice low slung stance, then the hybrid, especially the V-trim, is something to think about. However, I think it is the petrol that has gained the most from this because of the added features. You have a nice amount of efficiency. That engine is really nice and high revving. You really can enjoy that car, and especially from the driver's seat and the back seat. It is one of the best back seats still. The Petrol City is priced at par with the 1-litre turbo petrol variants of the Volkswagen Virtus and the Skoda Slavia, albeit higher than the Maruti Ciaz. For the money, the updated Honda City continues to be a well-rounded sedan, packing in everything buyers are looking for. But with the launch of the all-new Hyundai Verna just around the corner, things are likely to get a lot more interesting.